Hey, what's up, guys? This is Malcolm. You're on Malcolm Talks once again. You know, I like to do video every day if I can. Sometimes I might even do two. But what I want to talk to you guys about is about your future and betting for success. Because I got one question for you. How much would you bet right now that in the next 5 years, your income would have tripled? How much would you put on that? Because we love to do that, don't you? Don't we? Like, we'll be talking to each other. We'll be like, hey, man, how much you want to bet, man, that such and such happens? Or how much for you to do this? Or how much for you to do that? Would you do that for $1,000? You know, whatever. People are always making bets about random things. Well, I want you to make a bet on this. How much do you bet on yourself? People don't think about that very often. Because if you say to yourself, man, I'm making $50,000 right now. I bet that in the next 3 years, I'll be making $150,000. How much would you be willing to put on the line for that bet? Okay, let's say it wasn't you. Let's say it was somebody else, right? Somebody that you knew, close friend. And somebody asked you, well, how much would you bet if this person, how much would you bet that this person right here that we both know will be will be a millionaire? You'll probably be like, I don't know, man. Anything can happen, but I ain't willing to bet no money on it. You know what I'm saying? Just based on this particular person's character and their drive and their hustle. You might say, nah, I'm not gonna make that bet. I'm not gonna make that bet. You might make the bet. You might say, I'll bet $20 on it, but I'm not finna bet, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 because I feel like I might lose that money. Well, it's the same thing when you bet on yourself. And what's so funny is the amount of money that you bet on yourself is actually going to be a determining factor on if that happens. Because it takes money to make money, right? What I mean by that is when I'm speaking about myself personally, Malcolm, I'm talking to myself in first person, Malcolm. How much would you bet that Malcolm will become a millionaire in the next 5 years? How much would you bet on that? Woo, that's tough. Because I could sit here and be like, yeah, I'm going to become a millionaire. There's no question. I bet the house. But that wouldn't be smart, would it? Some people, that's how they feel, though. They're like, oh, nah, I bet everything. I bet everything on the fact that I'll become a millionaire. I would just probably have to say, you know what? 5 years, millionaire. I put up 10 racks on that. I put up 10 racks. Is that 10,000? I think that's 10,000. Because a lot of times, man, I don't know what these terms. People say racks, stacks. I think it's racks. That's a chunk of change. And that's showing a little bit of confidence in myself. Now, how am I going to make that million in the next 5 years? I'm not 100% sure of that yet. But it does make you think, like, how much confidence do you have in yourself? How well do you know yourself? The way things have been going, are you on an upward trajectory or is your trajectory going down? Just something to think about, guys. We place bets on everything else, but we don't want to place no bets on ourselves. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. Take that money and invest it into a business. Take that money and invest it into an idea. Bottom line, because look, see, here's the blueprint. I'm going to tell you the blueprint. The first thing you got to do is get some money coming in. The easiest way that's achieved is by going out and getting a job. Now, you don't have to agree with this. This is just what I'm telling you. Now, there's plenty of different ways to do it. Some people have done it different ways. Some people went straight out and got their own business, or whatever the case. I'm just explaining to you what I think you should do for somebody who needs to hurry up and get to the next level. First, you need to go out and get some money. You need to go out and get a job. Once you have secured that job, two things are going to happen. One is your confidence is you're going to feel a little bit better because now you have money coming in. Number two, you now have a set schedule. So you know you need to be here and here during these periods of time, and you know money is coming in. The very next thing that you need to do is start your own business, and you need to do it immediately. Okay, so how do you start a business? Well, I mean, that's a whole topic for a whole another discussion. But don't sit here and think that you have to be an inventor. Don't try to create anything new. Look for a business that's already created. A business, not a business that's already created, but a problem that's already being solved by a business. I chose photography as my side hustle. It started off as a hobby. I bought a camera. I think I used my tax refund money and bought a camera, like 12 years ago. Started off as a hobby. And then I started upgrading my cameras. I started charging people. I made a little website, over time. And man, I made $1,500 in the last few days with photography. I'm just telling you, man, it's one of those things that you grow into. It's one of those things that you grow into, but you got to start. And then what you do is you make money with both of those, because see, there's benefits to having a 9-to-5. And I know some of y'all might be like, man, that's slave mentality. A 9-to-5, man, you want to be independent, man. You want to be doing your own thing. You don't need to be clocking in or whatever the case may be. Hey, listen, guys, whatever you want to do is on you. But I'm just telling you that there are some things that you can do where there are benefits. There are benefits to having an employer. There are benefits to working for an organization. It's a little more security. Really, if you can have the best of both worlds, that's what I would recommend. Because look, everybody can't be rich, guys. Maybe you think everybody can be rich. But I'm just asking you, man, like, it's so crazy because I don't want to limit anybody's beliefs. I'm pretty sure y'all see this big damn scratch on my forehead. Long story behind that, but I don't want to limit anybody's beliefs about where they think they can go. I'm just about progress, and any progress is good to me. And so I look at it like, if you're making $50,000 right now, if you're making $100,000 right now, whatever the case may be, all you want to do is increase that. You don't have to become a millionaire overnight. You don't have to start Amazon tomorrow. Because you got to look at it, man. If you work on a job and they give you let's say they give you a $5 raise, people will be jumping for joy. But if you have your own business, you can give yourself a raise far more superior than that. You can easily make another $15,000, $20,000 a year from a side hustle off the rip. Easily. And although that might not be enough money for you to, provide, and pay for your car and your food and your rent and all that, but it's a nice little supplement. But see, you got to bet on yourself. People always talk about, well, you got to jump out on faith, man. Quit your job and start your own thing. Nah, don't do that, bro. Trust me. Be smart. Milk that job for everything it's worth. Stay there while you work on your other business. Let that grow up until you're making more money on your side business than you are on your job part-time. That's when you know it's time to move on to something else. Because you got to remember, if you're not making enough money from I feel like you need to be making at least the same amount or double from your side business as you are with your main job before you decide to quit your main job. That's just how I feel. You have to make sure that money is going to be coming in. But that's just my take on it, guys. Some of you are like, man, you got to jump out there on faith. You got to take risks. You got to bet on yourself, just like you said, Malcolm. You're right. But if I'm at the poker table, I'm not going to be, going all in every single time either. This is a long game, man. This game is not. This is chess, not checkers. This is not a 100-yard dash. This ain't even a 400. This shit a marathon out here. Better take your time, man, and last. This is Malcolm. You're on Malcolm Talks. I can't do nothing but give you the game. We want things right now. But what you got to realize, man, you got to really think about the fact that tomorrow's going to come. Next week will come. Next month will come, bro. Prepare for that. Prepare for the long run. You'll be much more happy, much more successful in life in general when you plan ahead and bet on yourself. I'm going to holler at you. Subscribe to the channel, though. Peace.